a school known for its best results, a school which accommodates learners from all walks of life. Listen, I'm talking about the famous maroon, white, turquoise, gray, khaki uniform, which makes the learners look adorable. It's not far from town. It is near the old police station of Mbabane, and that is a St. Francis High School. Angubingele ngiphinze kwamukele ke mbukele ehlelweni lakho lokuthandzako nalihamba embili eSwatini TV. Hayi eSwatini TV kuphela nje kepha even lonke Tandla Nenkondlo libito lami nginfortunate ngwamabuza. La ehlelweni ke Tandla Nenkondlo sekulethela bosonkondlo kepha ke namhla sithe hluka kancane ngoba eSt. Francis basilethele mani malady lamathathu bathi these are the best of the best. Babo Sonkondlo ke udaba uthi babo Sonkondlo basho ngani ukuthi bona babo Sonkondlo. Sitawuqala ngaye ke. Lesihle maziya lethi uyena ke I am the best poet, you know, even esikoleni bayati, nasekhaya bayati. And I teach them poetry. Yo, bese ngithusa kakhulu ke lapha. Asamuve lesihle ukuthi uthi.
God's love is unique. I'm sure we're all used to the term love, right? People refer to it as a deep affection, and Siswati refers to it as umlilo. But the love I'm here to talk about is way more than that. I mean, I'm talking about love that not even mathematicians who mathematize mathematics mathematically can mathematize his love. Not even doctors can find the cure of his love. Hey, anxiety, my architects. They cannot even lay the foundation of his love. Indeed, God's love is unique. Just like energy, it cannot be formed nor destroyed, and just like a chemical change, it endures forever. Ice cannot freeze it, nor fire can burn it. The sea cannot drown it, nor drought or death can kill his love. Unlike the love we're all used to, love based on conditions, his love is unconditional and it accepts you as you are. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to tell you, God's love is unique. Thank you.
Yeah, let's see if power the best of the best. Let's go best of the best today. You know, you are a poet at school.
Yes, definitely. They do know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's about you perform.
Yes.
Okay.
Depends if I'm confident enough on that day, because honestly speaking, it's not every day where you're like, okay, can stand in front of a huge crowd. So if I feel at that point of time I'm confident enough, I do render a poem at assembly in the morning.
Okay. Now as vite nje ukuthi modbani lona loyaye ukutshela ukuthi lasihle namuhla just go you perform assembly.
Definitely the weather counts.
Okay.
Because if it's cold and I'm like shaking, I won't be able to say the words correctly. So and if I'm calm, it depends basically. I can't explain or express how I can say it. Yeah.
Okay. So nasikhathi singana no poetry.
Funny enough, I started second term this year.
Oh.
So really new in this industry.
Okay. So luqalile abathini bamfu lo yayiba performing, are they happy with your stuff? Noma bevungazi ukuthi ayelesihle akabuke lenye manje I can category when it comes to my arts.
I could say they are content.
Okay.
Because when I finish saying the poem, I'll be going around the corridors and be like, hey, reciting what I said, you know, saying what I say. You know, like, okay, means the poem is good and whatnot. So I think they are content.
Okay. Do you have any plans in poetry after school?
Yes, actually, I do have plans because there's someone I know who's also into the poetry industry. So basically, his dreams are to open a studio for poetry in Eswatini. So he was like, maybe if we can collect enough poets to render poems so that it can be known that also Eswatini has poets. I mean, yeah.
Igama lami ngivandile gama ngimngana lesihle malaza ngiyamativate tinkondlo tinfola katendako. Isikhathi lesiningi before afike kubo assembly like uqale mina angirecitele kuqala and then bese soyasho ukuthi idzinga ukuthi I polish kuphi. Ngisho ukuthi as long as like lemvo kuyinfo la ethandzako and plus like le poetry yakhe inema meanings like akube info la kachubeka ayende futhi afake umfufo lomkhulu kakhulu.
Ufisile yini kusebenzisana nabo noma uthi wena no ngihambela kuleni yami ngedwana. I just want people to see ukuthi this is lesihle stuff.
Most definitely, I would like to duet poets with other amazing poets because I feel like, yeah, you can't climb the hill alone. You need assistance somewhere. So I feel like if I would have their backup with me, I would really make it big time in the poetry industry.
Libito ngumdumisani Hlatshwako, deputy head teacher la St Francis High School. Liqiniso lithi mabuza vele sisikolo i-core business yethu ukuthi sifundzise, but ke asihlali kuko lokho kuphela. Nangabe umntwana aveta lukhono lelinye eceleni siyazama konke lokusemandleni ukuthi silinetcharishe ngayo yonke indlela esingalinetcharisha ngayo. Lokho excite umntwana kakhulu ngesikhathi sekade ibona naye acudzelana nalabanye. So siyaye sibakhuthaze ukuthi vele nangabe kukhona competition lata ingenela bayingenele. So it's either iqhamuka ngayo umntwana ukuthi ngicela ukungenela na competition naye nalikhono lamnali, simkhuthaze simsekele ngato tonke indlela kumsekela, either transport simjoinele nabe ukuthi simjoinele. So we support ngato tonke indlela.
In English, you are God. In Sizulu, ungunkulunkulu. In Siswati, ungumvelincandi. In Sesotho, Homodima. In Sixhosa, unguThixo. And in French, you are Je. Nothing is impossible with you. Not even red from the traffic lights can stop you, nor orange can slow you down. For Luke 1 verse 37 testifies that for with God, nothing is impossible. For you are the only one who broke the record of defeating death. We valued more than your only child, and Forgiver is your middle name. You are Abba to the fatherless, and you are Yahweh Yireh to the poor. You remain El Shaddai day in, day out. Indeed, you are God. Thank you.
What keeps you going as a poet each and every day?
For me, poetry is the way I express myself. So I feel like that's what keeps me going.
Okay. All right. Now I encourage other poets or other people who are doing art. Ngoba sibuka sithi hi poetry kuphela kanti there are people who are doing amazing stuff when it comes to art. Maybe that person we paint noma uyabata noma wakati nzima. Yes. So what can you say to them?
Well, the advice I could give is that if it's really you, it's your passion, then don't entertain what other people say. Because honestly, they don't even pay a cent in your life, so you shouldn't care about their opinions. Just focus on what makes you happy, because there's this saying for the 2000 that's YOLO, you only live once. So I believe that just live a life that you won't regret in the future. So if your passion is to draw and maybe showcase it on the social media platforms, Instagram, just bring yourself out there, and if it clashes, it clashes, and if it blossoms, then it blossoms. That's all I can say.
A poem titled, quote unquote, I love you seen. In the tangible, substantial, proven existence, I search for I love you. And I see nothing, yet I hear so many of them. And in that nothingness, in the non-existence, I do not even have to search. In the never has been seen, I see I love you. It's like staring at the air all around you and seeing it all around you until it fills up your lungs. I'm filled with what I see, yet I only hear I love you once when the wind decides to be loud enough to speak. Love is a doing word.
Bayanda, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, Bayanda, they know you as Bayanda Hlatshwayo, right?
Yes.
Okay, you don't have a stage name?
I don't have a stage name yet. I haven't started performing any of my poets as of yet.
Okay, so you're just writing and pen?
Yes, I still just write.
Okay, I feel saying we have
I think I started like 2 years back.
Okay.
2 years back. From there on, I just started going. It was a good way for me to express myself, as I'm not someone who's really comfortable sharing my feelings and thoughts to everyone.
All right, so discovering, oh guys, what I'm writing is poetry.
I think last year was when I was actually like, this actually sounds like a bit poetic, so I can actually do this. And then I started like continuously writing when I just like felt overwhelmed with my feelings, and it was a good way for me to express myself.
Okay, who's your role model of poetry?
Role model of poetry? None, actually. My poetry goes hand in hand with my love for music. So I see musicians also as poets. Like I listen to a lot of rap. So I find that as poetry. So you could say my role model could be Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
The poetry there is insane.
Okay. So when you're writing your poetry, you write in Siswati or English?
English.
Okay. All right. So do you focus on to deliver a message or uyafaka when it comes to poetry, maybe your rhyme schemes, your metaphors?
I haven't really started focusing much on like the format of how a poem should be. I just write what I feel and put it in a way I feel explains it best to me, and somehow in a way someone else could perceive it in a different way. But to me it's just to get the message out of how I'm feeling currently in that moment, and maybe it might even do some good for someone else.
My name is Buhle Dlamini. I'm in Form 5A and Bayanda is my friend. I feel like no one is perfect, so I'd say she's a 9 out of 10. I feel like poems should come from stories. Like her poetry is based on her childhood memories, the experiences things she's went through in life. So I feel like she should like experience more for her poems to be like deep rooted and give like actual perspectives of life.
Temperature yavele yasuka 30 yafika ngamashiya 100 degrees ngenxa yaleti nkondlo lentivile. Ngishito mani ngathi yabona lemfo yami ngingabhali, yabona lemfo yami ngingarecite ngoba sengiyaninga ngithi angibhala ngiyabhala sham and ngipoet lo doubt mhlawumbe I recite mangale ukuthi poet of the year. Anyways, asabe sinathi manje mbukeli ungayinzawo.
This is a poem written by myself, Tlajogo Bayanda, titled Sundays. Sundays I remember. Sunday I murmured those 3 words that turned Sunday lunches into Sunday blues. I finally feel what you felt on Sundays, but you're not there to comfort me like I did you all those Sunday nights. Sunday you regret as I slowly digress my eyes away from my perfect canvas to my white dress that is now tainted blue. Blue, a color I never used, yet it covers my canvas too. Sundays I drown as the sun sets into the ocean. 19 November 2023. That was also a Sunday. Ironic, isn't it?
You are a poet.
Yes, at home and recently at school. Not a lot of people did know at school, but at home they did know that I do write poetry.
Okay.
Yes.
So what is it that makes you each and every day? You know what, Brian, you can be a poet and you are going to be the best poet in the world.
No, I just feel like I'm really good at it and I have a lot of passion when it comes to like writing. So I feel like I could do something great with it, and I do have plans of doing something great with it. So I'm not going to stop now.
Okay. Speaking of plans, what is it that you're planning to do after Socrates Scholar? Because you're in Form 5, right?
I do want to join a few poetry clubs and drama clubs and all of that. And I plan on opening up sort of like restaurants that's a mixture of a gallery and a restaurant at the same time. So it's going to have displays of like poetry and art. So poems written by me, obviously. So that's what I do plan to do in the future.
Siyaye sibakhuthade ukuthi babalansise as we are saying ukuthi babalansise tikhathi tabo bangakhohlwa ukuthi lokumcokwa ukuthi nesikolo basiye bende kahle. So siyaye sisebenzise isikhathi esiningi sisebenzise isikhathi sema extracurricular activities ukuthi kungabi ukuthi nje ku-practice abebhola netball only. So wonke lo ne-skill set lo vangazo ufuna ukuthi ilungiselela ngaba skill any skill so bathi ilungiselele, and then if kudzingeka some extra time so yathi arrangela kumntwana that extra time ukuthi it can be after school ukuthi nabo udzinga sitela bothishela abona nabothishela noma ke lokunye khansi maybe poetry that preparation la ekhaya ethe sekato presentela bothishela or sekacela ukuthi simnikethe that platform. Lokunye lesikwendako siyabaniketa that platform ukuthi ba showcase ama skills abo like during assembly. If umntwana aqhamuka athi ngicela kupresenta naye i-poem yami ka-assembly, we do avail such opportunities.
Okay. All right. Your future job,
Future job, I was thinking, I have a few options, so I'm not really sure on which one yet, but something along the lines of forestry and then also biotechnology.
Okay.
Yes.
Ku encourage ke bangani bethu emakhaya laba bese sebathi bona mina nangifika from 5 because I'm a poet and people know me ukuthi I'm a good poet.
Yes.
I'm in that poetry guys. I'm done with school. What can you say to them in terms of bumtoabe education?
Education is something that's very important, especially in the world we live in now, where you don't have a qualification. Basically, you have nothing. So yes, fine, you do have talent and keep pushing at it, but make sure that you get an education because it's something that's very important and will get you far in life to say, I'm a poet, but I also have a degree in medicine or something like that. It does help in a way. So make sure that you keep on going to school.
Okay, so this poem doesn't really have a title. Okay, here it goes. You passed by me at the exact same time I told my friends I don't need a man. In fact, I do not need a man. But the exact time you passed by, I started fumbling over my words like a toddler learning how to walk. I wanted to come over to you and give you my heart. Ngithi tata mina nalithemba lami nginika kuwe, because the first time you looked at me wangithatha wangibeka emabaleni elithandvo ngaba bathe ngiyagijima ngiyabaleka wangibuyisa wangibeka wathi mina ngiyakuthanda. Thank you.
Okay, then welcome to the show.
Sanibonani, and thank you for having me.
All right, ngifisile kwadiwe ukuthi sonesikhathi esinganani wenda ipoetry.
I'd say 7 years now, because I started writing when I was 9 and I'm 17 now.
Okay. All right, so you started writing when you were 9, and when did you start performing?
Last year.
Okay. Now till last year, nawungangilandzela kancane nje ukuthi kuperforma kwakho uperforme kuphi na kuphi. Sitobona isiqiniseko nathi ukuthi okay, she is a performer.
Okay, so my first performance, it was, I'm not sure, I think it was around July. In Babane Theatre. There's a club there found by American Spaces. It's called Loba Alumni, and I'm part of it. So we started there, and then I performed in Babane Club. Then we went to Waterford. There was this camp as a brave girl. And so in Nasen Hamba, they asked you to do a piece, maybe you guys act or you do something else. I mean, I wrote a poem, so I performed it there.
Okay, so the audience yakho yaresponda kanjani? It's your first time performing and you have an audience ngiyacabanga ukuthi bebabaningi nekubabaningi. Ba-react kanjani and wena wativa njani after that?
Okay, when I went on stage, I was so nervous. I was literally shaking.
Okay.
But I performed. I couldn't even look at the crowd because I was so scared. So I performed my piece and then they clapped hands. I got a standing ovation. They said it was amazing. So I'm really happy about that. But I think I prefer writing anonymously than logo perform.
Oh, okay. So it's okay, no performer. People it's you, it's not your piece.
Yeah. Because
okay.
I feel like in writing it touches you differently if you don't know the performer. But if you know the person, you're like, hi. If it's anonymous, then you can actually allow it to touch you. That's how I feel.
My name is Bonero Nyamani, and I'm in Form 5A, and my friend is Cadence too. In poetry, I would say like 2 years. Yeah, I would say she is a very creative poet, because the way in which she writes her poems is as if she has different sort of personas that she's living through in all these poems, and the way she portrays all these personas is so interesting, because it's like she's actually lived through these people, but it's just all of it is just happening in her mind, which is really interesting, by the way. I think she should let herself out of her shell more and believe in herself, because she's a really good writer and poet, but she just doesn't want to take all the credit for that amazing work that she does. She sort of wants to give the world her art, but to not get the credit that she rightfully deserves. She wants the world to experience it.
My writings are angani, like what kanjani?
I don't really have a certain theme because I don't want to box myself. I mean, okay. I write about anything. It depends on what I'm feeling. Sometimes I write about love. Sometimes I write about sadness. The ups and downs of being a teenager, I write that down.
Okay. Have you performed to Skolweni, or are you still saying, I know, Angege, you guys?
No, I don't perform at school because I think they have, but they have like a low tolerance level. Attention span yabo. So I write long pieces. So if I were to stand there and perform, like they'd be like, that's. So no, I don't perform at school.
Okay, so at school, do you know other poets? You are a poet too.
Okay, I don't know why, but I don't go around telling people and go say, I'm a poet. Okay. It's a part of me I hide, but I do know 2 other people who write. I'm a females. It's Tandla Nenkondlo and Malaza. Those are the only 2 that I know of currently.
Okay. So if when you're writing and performing, you don't want to be known. Now I'm worried. You are a poet. No.
my mom knows I write, but I never read my pieces to her. She's just like, oh, you write, and she's like, I wanna hear. One day I'm like, no.
Yeah, siyabambisana. Isikhathi esiningi the parents they do understand that because esiphila kude ukuthi vele impilo nyalo ayisekho kuma white collar jobs hell. So siyabambisana ukuthi nje ke umntwana nayo uyafunela ukuyiva le support from the school ukuthi simtshela on time ukuthi umntwana wakho will be taking him or her to a competition on Saturday. This is what we are going to need from a parent. As long as nje most parents bathi nje as long as angeka disturb-eke kufundzeni kwanza sohamba during lessons or misisha ama test kwendekalani. If it's outside those things, then usually they don't give us problems.
Any words of encouragement to other school-going kids like you, I'm a poet, but they're scared of being poets, but they are poets?
I'd say we should continue writing because as much as our country doesn't support arts, I feel like they are vital to life because it's almost like music and dancing. You can't live without listening to music and you can't live without dancing. It's like your oxygen. It's like a part of you. So I'd encourage them to continue writing and expressing themselves. Yeah, that's all I'd say.
Okay. Since Uga Form 5, what are you promising us after school?
No, I'm not going to tell you my plans because then you'll say, how? No, I want to show you, be surprised. You'll say, oh, but I'd say I have something in store.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and your favorite poem, let us recite and what is it that you are aiming now?
I wrote a poem titled Children of Africa because I feel like when you go to other countries, they misrepresent us as a continent. So I feel like in Africa, we need like a uplifting. We are focusing on the wrong things. It's like we don't know who we are anymore. So this poem, it's like to encourage you to see you come from a long line of ancestors who brought change so you wouldn't have to. So that's where it's coming from. It's from a place of upliftment and encouraging. I cradled the embers of the fire me and I once were. We burnt brighter than any star, told stories passed by words of mouth from generations to generations. We were art, the makers of the stars, foreseen by thousands of generations before us. Our ancestors bore chains so we wouldn't have to. So now tell me why I, rising from a long line of fearless black, powerful, veins shaped like lightning, voices of thunder, hearts of fire, bodies of water, tell me why I, who has the golden blood flowing through my veins, kissed by the African sun, we are her greatest creation, her children. Tell me why I, who comes from the African soil, buoyed by the thighs of a woman who told day and night to see us rise like the sun in the sky, nurtured to life by stories told to generations by generations, chasing grasshoppers, scraping our knees and learning how to fly, from climbing trees and swimming in streams. Let my scars tell the story of Africa. I have the sun flowing in me. I am the sun. Tell me why I, who comes from a long line of fearless warriors who had to fight for their place because of their skin color, had our history washed away and repainted by people not from our race. Who were we before they came? Who come from warriors who battled oppression until they had the last say, to lift their flag up high and say, this is our land. Tell me why I, feel caged inside my head, my mind a battleground, my bed a site for protection, blankets for warmth as I cower from the outside world, a battle for survival. My soul can no longer fight. Tell me why I slash my wrist to feel the pain course through my body like lightning to remind me that I am alive. Tell me why I drown myself in a bottle of pills because living another day is not worth it. Tell me how my own mind has become my cage through my thoughts, my chains, holding me down as I suffocate from oxygen, a poisonous gaze. Tell me why my mind cages me, denying me of freedom as I watch the free birds soar the sky. Tell me why Mugelwe, like Tandla Cadence, Ayasibekela Dube, a daughter of the African sun, strong and skin soft as clay, flawless as the African soil, eyes glistening like the reflection of the sun against sea waters. Tell me why I, a daughter, a child of the greatest mothers of all, a continent above all, am trapped in my mind, soul reduced to dust, stuck in bed, scared of my thoughts. Tell me why I cannot breathe today. Tell me why I no longer have words to say. Day gives way to night, body of fire, now embers. What happened to us? We forgot who we are, what we're made of, bodies of art, makers of stars. Tell me why her children, one by one, then flow by the river. Tell me why. How do we get here? We cower and hide, bodies of fire, souls of rain. What happened to us? We couldn't live for another day.
Mukele ngidiva ngathi ngahlala nje langa lonke ngilalela labo sesibase St Francis yathi kukhwala emfamana abayitsinzile kimi bangikhumbuta ukuthi girl you a poet ngaphenza ngathi nasengiqala kuba ngisonkondlo babukeli batawube sesebathi hayi futhi so bias akase silethele bosonkondlele kumele ukuthi asilethele bona utvele mbukeli ku Cadence the Poet uthi kimi the stage name but then ngithamina nangilalela ngathi Cadence the Poet ngathi no. From today onwards, she is Cadence the Poet. Then Sinabayanda the Poet. Nayo uvile ukuthi lembola ibhalako. Yo, wena losolubhala lestanza lesiyi1 ubeka lapha and I'm like go oh ngavela sekubhiza ama goals nini labanye nihleti ngiyamanga ukuthi yo boys what are you doing at school nendani kahle kahle anyways ndazo nithi futhi khulumela futhi sibonana eviki nedawa ngasesikhathi sesifana goodbye and God bless.